And we are live. Welcome aboard, everyone, for another episode of the Show and Tell Show. Joining me this week, regular panelists Lindsay's Builds, Mad Doc.
Hello.
And Sprue and Glue.
Hey, peeps.
Or as we call him now, the Boing Man.
Watch it, fingers.
People need to watch that stream from yesterday. It's so funny. Welcome aboard, everyone. Now, if you're watching in, please feel free to join us in the studio. The green room is open. All you got to do is click the link at the top of the chat on my YouTube page. People who are watching via Lindsay or Sprue Glue, I'm sure they're going to put links in as the same link in. You can join us. You'll enter into the green room. And I'll have a look, see who you are, because we've had some spammers just recently popping in, and I have to weed those out. But please feel free to join us. Now, I've got my lights out because I don't want to give away what I've got sitting on my desk, because usually Lindsay and Sprue blow me out of the water with their models. And firstly, Sprue, if you don't mind, I'm going to go straight to you for our first show and tell.
No.
Too late, buddy. You're in and you're on.
No, I'm not. I'm not here. I've gone away. I've gone. Lindsay can go first for a change. Always me. Go away. Go on. Get off.
It looks like he's chickened out. Lindsay, what have you got for us?
I have got. Hang on, let's put the camera down. I can get my thingy to do it right. There we go.
Chucking me up first. Gee. Ooh, he's got a big boomstick.
One of my favourite tanks of all time, the Tiger One.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's a Tiger One. It's a Part Works by Hachette. I think I started building this in, I think it was 2012, I think it was, when they first came out. So it was a 2-year build, cost of £850.
Wow.
And it's the Tiger One. It's the early version, as far as I know. Has a complete interior. So it was used
It might be an early version, Lindsay, but one thing I will spot, it's got a late version hatch on it.
Yes. Yeah, you said that when you see it once before, didn't you?
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take it apart and show you.
I can't wait for this.
So I'm going to take out the turret.
Oh my God.
So in there you've got all the gubbins. You've got the breech right at the front. I don't think you can see the breech, but you can see all the interior in there somehow. You can see the breech if I turn it right upside down. In there's like seats, shelves, and everything else. You've got the as you can see right in front of you. You've got ammunition boxes. Also, you've got jerry cans in there and everything else. So that is the turret on that. So I'll just put that to one side.
So I might have missed it earlier on, Lindsay. What make is this? What make is the model kit?
It's Hachette Part Works.
Hachette, right.
Yeah, it's Hachette Part Works.
So this is one of those that you buy in parts every month.
Yeah. That's
How many issues were there in total for that? Can you remember?
There was, I think it was something like 189, I think it was.
So that's 189 months, or was it weekly?
Weekly.
It was a weekly magazine. It was 189 issues.
Yeah.
Wow. So that's just over 3 years.
Yeah, just more or less, yeah. So yeah.
I thought it was a 2-year build and 120 issues, but
the level of detail is outstanding. You can already see it's got.
Is it the white metal one, Lindsay?
It's all white metal and plastic,
Yeah,
and brass, and also photo etch.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's the top part of it.
Wow.
Most of these hatches, they all lift up, and so does the grills for the engine covers. They all lift up as well. So everything is on hinges.
So how much actual metal is on that? Are any of the parts metal?
Well, to give you an instance, I weighed it, and it weighs 12 bags of sugar, so that's 12 pounds.
Holy Jesus!
That's how heavy it is. You could never have this. You could never put it on a wooden shelf because it would just go straight through it. All the tracks are all metal.
Yeah.
All individual links that you have to put in with pins.
Yeah, if I remember right, didn't they send you 10 pieces at a time on the tracks?
No, it was about 5.
Oh, right. I knew they didn't give you many.
No. This is the inside of it. See, you've got all the steering. You've got the steering wheel. You've got the seats. All the radio system, all covered in decals, and everything else. Ammunition boxes. All the shelves in there as well. They're actually 4 deep.
Wow.
Stunning. Stunning.
Yeah. And at the back, you've actually got the engine. Now, I was one issue down on this. Apparently, they forgot to order it, and I waited nearly 7 months. By the time the end of the build came, I never got it. So I was one issue down. That was the magneto and the air filters.
Oh, wow.
So I was very disappointed. But yeah.
So what would have been the total cost for that, Lindsay?
Sorry?
What would have been the total cost for that?
About £3,000.
No, it was just over £800. I think it was about £850.
Do you know that's pretty good for an mostly all metal model like that.
I remember it well. I remember when it came out. Because if I remember right, the James Bond car came out at the same time.
Same time, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Wow.
And you've got all the prop shafts inside with the diff and the gearing and everything else. You've got all the pipe work for the coolants, and you've got like locker boxes inside as well. That's deep inside. So yeah, it was quite a build, you know. So yeah.
I'm guessing no glue involved there. Is that all screw and bolt together?
No, it's all glue.
It's all super glue.
Wow. You're brave grabbing it down off the shelf then.
Most of it is 2-part epoxy to hold it together.
That's virtually one of the first ones they did, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Prior to that, it was the robot, a little blue robot mouse that went around a track.
Thing is, they're just legendary tanks. I mean, they do say that not a single Tiger One was taken out in one-on-one combat.
No. But, yeah, it was a
always
pretty
ganged up on or bombed by the Air Force or the British equivalent of the sticky bomb on the back.
Yeah, sticky bomb, yeah.
Yeah, the sticky bomb top coated in
just an absolute beast.
Yeah, sticky bombs are so much fun.
Fenris, welcome to the show, my friend.
Thank you.
We shall get to you shortly. We're just being amazed by this.
I'm being amazed by it. I mean, as a RC model list, I'm just like looking at it going, how can we motorize that? As he's going through it, talking about using epoxy and everything to hold it
I
together.
didn't want
I'm
to
like,
upset
"God."
Lindsay by saying that. I really didn't want to say that. But I was thinking exactly the same thing.
Terry, correct me if I'm wrong. Sorry, Lindsay, correct me if I'm wrong. But wasn't the barrel part of one of the parts that you got in part one?
Yes, it was. Yes.
I thought
Yeah.
it was. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was the first part you got, was the barrel.
Yeah.
Connie's just said, "Do we need to send out chin wipes?" Yes, you do. I'm
Yes.
like a gibbering idiot right now.
I'm trying to figure out where I put my paper towels. I'm just like,
Yeah,
oh, I would love to buy it.
Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen watching, I think that's got to be a round of applause for that model right there.
that is awesome.
Yes.
Awesome
Yes.
model.
Awesome
Kicked us
model.
off with a real blinder, Lindsay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, I'm going to go to the new kid on the block. Fenris, what have you got for him?
Trevor!
Actually, if you can see behind me, I've redone the train shed. Working on redoing my shelving and everything, and got the layout reset up. That's pretty much what I was showing tonight. Was that, and just still got my models that I was doing before, all my 40K stuff. But mostly it's just getting the shed done. But I can't really show from the camera much. I don't think it'll let me do it. Maybe.
Oh, let's see the.
Oh, he started chilling.
Yeah, I started pulling pulling the stuff off the walls and redoing the sheetrock mud and everything on the wall. So I've got all my stuff relaid out, and then my work now is going to be moving my 3D printers and everything around. That'll be the next thing. Plus, just wondering how my audio and video is doing, because I ended up having to get a satellite for down here in the shed. So hopefully, fingers crossed, Sunday I won't have any drops or any problems with audio.
I'm just glad you haven't got the camera pointing out the window, because I'm always jealous of that lake.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, don't do that.
No.
I can put the camera on the boom arm and shine it out the window.
What you've done.
Okay,
Make everybody
Fenris, thank you
jealous.
so much. I'd like to invite you back for next week's show, and if you could show us some of your trains, maybe.
Yeah. I've got my locomotives and everything underneath me. But I probably the next 2 weeks I'm pretty much just doing cleanup, and then I probably won't be doing anything for about 8 weeks because I'll be preparing and working Carolina Renaissance Festival.
Oh, okay. No
So
problem.
this is kind of my last 2 free weekends, and then we'll be on hiatus for a while.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Fenris. I'm going to move on, and it's
All right.
time for the one, the only, Mr. Springy. It's Sprue and Glue.
Watch it, fingers. I've told you. This week, I thought I'd bring in something that I do have a look for, and it's motorbikes. I do like motorbikes. Not just the toys, but the real thing as well. I've had a few bikes in my time, but this bike was iconic for the fact that it was brought out for not only the rider, but the pillion as well. This was a bike that is synonymous as being called the sofa on wheels by many biking fraternities. But you know what? I don't give a damn. It's a bike, and it is gorgeous. Look at that. The Honda Goldwing.
What kind of kit is that, Sprue?
This is aftermarket. This is an aftermarket Technics set. Oh, I've knocked a piece off. Oh, well.
So it's Lego.
Yes.
That's not Lego.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Where's all the square bricks?
Here you go. Lego. So,
Holy Jesus. So if it's
Yeah,
a
the
Technics set, does that mean it's got motors in it and lights and all that lot?
No. This one hasn't. But I'm sure there's probably one out there that is. But this particular one isn't. It's not only has it got the side stand down there, but it's got the main kickstand as well. Look at that, full working, full suspension,
Wow.
front and back. Yeah, this thing is an absolute dream to build.
Did that come all in one set, or was
kitchen
that
rolls in hand?
So again?
I was saying kitchen rolls in hand. I'm drooling now.
Oh, right.
I love
Yeah,
I love the technique stuff. I mean,
This was a kit that I bought off a website that JC uses quite a bit of. I think I paid, if I remember right, £40 for this kit. It was lovely. And it's available in red, I believe, but I didn't want red.
That was seriously cheap for that much Lego. How long ago was that you bought it?
I'm going back at least 12 months because I did build this live on stream. And maybe a bit more.
David JM says that's one of his favourite bikes.
Yeah, I love them. I never got to own one of these in real life. The nearest I got was to a cruiser, the Honda Shadow. I've got a photograph somewhere, but I don't know where. Yeah, this was my dream bike and never got to have it.
So if that cost you 40 quid then, we're talking over 80 quid now.
Oh, quite easily. Yeah, probably a bit more, maybe.
But I'm guessing that kit just isn't available now.
Not sure. I couldn't say yes for that. I really couldn't. But the detail, the level of detail. I mean, look at the light cluster on the front. You've got all the light cluster. You've got the indicator lamps on the sides of the suspension. It's all there, including the wing mirror indicators. They're all on there.
Proper Lego. When you touch it, it's supposed to fall apart. It's not falling apart.
Well, it's because it's not Lego.
That's awesome, mate.
I love it. I love it to bits. I really do.
Okay, we got GMC Joe waiting in the wings there. Joe, are you ready to pop in? Thank you so much, Screw and Glue.
Oh, by the way, down here is the gear changer.
Oh, jeez.
You can actually change the gear on this.
Needs to be motorized.
Just thought I'd let you know that.
Right, I'm going to move to GMC Joe Souza, all the way from Rusty, Rhode Island in the US of A.
Somebody's giving us feedback. Oh my God, it's a feedback. Hey!
We're great.
That brings back some memories.
It's made in Germany. It's a blow organ.
Oh dear! Wow.
Joe always has interesting Americana for us usually.
Doesn't he?
Come to Germany first. Where are we going next?
I don't know if anybody recognizes these
Yeah.
practice bombs.
Yes.
When I was working in Newport on the Navy base, there was an old airfield there. We were excavating for a mall and found these.
Wow.
These I didn't find. Yeah, it's a
It was like a
50
cal.
cal. Jeez.
Yeah.
Looks like 50 cal.
223 and then 30 millimeter.
Yikes.
Ooh.
Didn't find these in the hole. These were the Army Navy surplus store. Don't go in the woods without your compass that has the Firestone tire wrapped around it. They gave these out at the Firestone stores here.
They did when you spent about $20.
I don't remember because I just got the thing. My father had to pay the bill. Cluster bombs. No.
My God! You used to put paper firecrackers in them.
Yeah, you put the cap in there, and when it dropped, it would go boom.
Yes.
Oh, that just brought back some memories. 'Cause I remember those.
1970s. That is.
Yeah. It's a wonder we're still alive with stuff like that.
You just weren't a kid if you didn't have the Red Ryder.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Now this was modified for action. This was it originally had a strap that you could hang it like this. And the problem is a lot of them cracked back here because when you went to cock it, you got to be careful. You should actually do it like this upside down. But no.
Wow.
Good thing I took the BBs out. I would have just took out my way.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go into some homemade stuff. My brother made this. It's a Remington repeater, all made out of wood. It's hard to show it on this. It's all wood stock.
Nice work.
Oh, we can see it. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
He really liked to make this kind of stuff. These are some older, made older.
Flintlocks.
Start off with the, once you fire it, I guess you chop them up.
Wow.
And another fire and then chop them up. And then this is a 6-shooter.
Oh, cripes. Yeah.
And they're all wood. They're all, carved out of wood, stained, and the caps are actually rivet heads.
There's always something pretty special about things that have been scratch built from nothing, and you make something out of it.
Yeah, he was into making this kind of stuff ever since he was very young. He always made this stuff. My father didn't want to spend money. See, he always made our toys. And he was pretty
Hey, that's where the love is.
Ryan Scale Model World has just said this has become a gun show now.
Yeah.
Ryan, it's still on course. These are things that have been made. So
hand grenade, World War II.
Pineapple, but it's a grenade.
No, it's not the pineapple. It's an earlier model. But it is fragmentation.
An earlier fragmentation grenade.
And the ray gun.
Oh, we all had one of them.
Buck Rogers.
Hobby Barn. Actually, I was looking at those guns some of those guns, I was like, ooh, they would work great for my character at Renaissance Festival.
So,
homemade,
100% homemade. I won't shoot the arrow, but I can load it.
One thing's for sure, there's going to be no home invasions at your house.
Hey, it's still got
It's
some
little
power in it
arrows.
as well.
Yeah, they function. It's pretty detailed. He kind of made it out of parts from a junk, toy pistol, and then he made a lot of the other stuff. And
That sight on the top there at the back looks like it's off an old Diana.
Yeah, it's basically, like I said, it was all toy stuff. You would go over to the flea market and find stuff and then bring it back. This one I really like.
Holy smokes.
Woodstock with the brass end. Again, I won't shoot the actual arrow, but it does.
Is that the one you have to put in your foot?
You can, but I just put it against my hip.
Oh.
It'll stick. It'll stick that dart into a piece of plywood. Used to have a lot more darts, but the darts don't hold up very well when you over time. So, just this was a toy. Was a double barrel. One of the hammers disappeared, but this one also fired caps. You would lay the cap on there. It was supposed to look like an old black powder.
Wow. Pirates are us.
Now this is a 22 single shot bolt action, and to load it, you pull the trigger back here, fire. Now, here in the United States, all of the high schools had shooting teams, and these were the type of rifles they used around here. Single shot 22. They'd give you one bullet at a time. You'd shoot at the target. And, you know, so it would be competitions. It was great. They taught you gun safety and everything. I don't know why they did away with it, but
Oh, they've
For
got them
some
now.
reason, Joe, in this country, the government won't let the public have guns. Probably because we would have a revolution within 24 hours of that law coming in.
Yes.
yeah, well, I have a theory on that. I don't know if I want to say it on the internet, but I'll just say that I think the next revolution will be drones flying into politicians, and we won't be hurting anybody in the army or the military. They're not our enemies. This is a French version of the Saturday Night Special, and it is so cheap. It's supposed to say Marquise of Lorraine, but when they stamped it, the M, the M fell off the end. So
Oh,
Yeah, we can see. Yeah.
so it took me a long time to figure out what it was. I'm sorry I'm so shaky, but the M is missing. So it took me a while to figure out what the heck it was. But the guy took it up to the gun shop, and he says, you know, this is, and he told me the whole history about how it was like such a cheap gun that you actually, it didn't have mechanical to turn the barrel. You got to turn for each shot.
So
It's cheap.
what period does that date from?
I think this one is probably like, you know, 1910, 1920, and then.
How cool
What
is
caliber is it? 22?
Yeah.
Like a 22 long? Yeah.
22. I get you probably could fit a long in there.
Yeah.
See how it loads there.
Oh, nice.
It's just so cheap. It's unbelievable. I
Yeah.
thought it was broke, but no, the barrel just spins free, and you have to turn it and line it up for each shot.
Wow.
Ugh. I was like showing the 22 rifle. I remember using one of those in ROTC with
Yeah.
but we had it was a Marlin, so it had the big wide stock on it for rifle team.
Yeah, I had a 22 Marlin. It's an Australian gun, right?
I don't know. I know we had
Yeah.
them in ROTC. They were calling them Marlins. But it was the big wide sniper stock on it.
Just the last thing is just my fun. This is a Daisy pump action. You pump it out about 8 times, and I sit out here and ring the bell in the backyard. I got a wind chime, and I sit out here and practice shooting on the bell. I don't hunt anymore. And I can't show you a lot of stuff I got, you know, on the internet. So
Cool.
Last
Go
thing.
for it. I think that's all, Mike.
We've got Go For It Painting watching the stream on everybody's channel.
Dude,
can you see it?
is that a cat in a cage?
I call it my sick art.
That's a cat in
Oh,
a
yeah,
cage, isn't it?
That's a drain cover, isn't it?
So the cat ate the parrot, so I had to dehead it and stuff it in. I don't know. I found this head. You can see how it's like came off of something. And I think I showed you guys. I showed you the one, the birds, right? The
Yeah.
birds in the cage. So it was just another one of these things. And I just put the head in there. I don't know. I thought it was funny. I got a kick out of it.
Wow. Cat in a cage.
Why not? That's the story. All right. That's all I got.
Nice one, dude. So I take it you go around different. You don't call them car boots, do you? The garage sales and stuff.
I don't go to sales. Most of the stuff I got was when I was working. I had a friend who's a realtor, and I used to do clean outs for him. And it was fortunate the neighborhoods I was cleaning out were pretty, affluent neighborhoods.
Yeah.
And a lot of old folks. Oh my God, I almost forgot. Wait a minute.
Yeah,
They're right in front of me. I almost forgot these books. So Self-Propelled Vehicles, Volume 1, 1910.
Wow.
Oh wow.
These books were given to me by my grandfather on my mother's side, and there's. I just opened one page and show you. It's got pictures, so it's great for me, and it
Holy
goes in
Oh,
detail.
right.
Oh man, love stuff like that.
yeah.
This was volume 2, self-propelled vehicles, and then this one came out in 1912. Again, it's full of illustrations and diagrams, breaks down everything, how things work, electronics,
God, that's great reference material for modelers. It really is.
Oh,
you know-
yeah.
motorcycles.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Oh,
And then the last one, this was a book you could get if you took a correspondence course. This came out in 1912, American School of Correspondence. And you could become an automotive technician by mail. The stuff I was really interested was like the early magnetos, because cars don't use magnetos anymore.
Wow.
Early ignition systems were very interesting to me, how they work, the magnetos and stuff. And as I went up in the field, into the automotive field, I was working on 1940s and 50s cars and making good money where other guys didn't know what the hell they were doing. What's a positive ground? You know what I mean? It's like, thank you.
Right. Nice.
All right.
What is Dwell?
Awesome collection there, buddy. Thank you for sharing with us.
Ryan Scale Model World says you never see books like that.
yeah. No kidding.
I'll practice for next week,
Oh,
okay?
I would love to see books like that around down here, but then again, you would even at, like you say, or a boot sale or whatever, flea markets and that, you don't find stuff like that anymore. Unfortunately, I wish.
Yeah.
I
These
wish I
came out
could.
of my grandfather's garage from, he went in business in like the 1920s.
Yeah.
And this is what he learned on. And when he knew I wanted to be a mechanic, he's like, hey, read these,
Yeah.
I'd never read them when I was a kid. I didn't read them until I got out of the Army, and I was, in my 30s.
Thank you so much, Joe. That's GMC Joe Souza from Rusty Rhode Island in the United States of America. Please check out his channel. He streams every day. Sorry, he posts videos every day. Just 5 to 10 minute snippets of his daily life. He's normally building cars and modifying cars, and he's got some sweet rat rods on the go at the moment. You've got to visit his channel. Please do. Reminding everyone with a blue spanner, you can happily post your links into chat if you want to. And you're more than welcome to join us here in the studio for tonight's show. I'm going to move swiftly on to my good friend, Mr. Sparky from Stunt Hanger. Sparky, how you doing, my mate?
I'm good. The gentleman that was just on, you ask a kid today, what is Dwell or what is a growler? They got no idea. They got
Well, it's points, gap, and growl is what you check an armature.
yeah.
Actually, you ask a kid nowadays what a growler is, and they're going to show you something like this. It's a 64-ounce drink can.
Yeah.
Round here, they show you a dog's teeth.
I just got back from a contest, so I just thought I'd call it, come in and I judged today. I'll fly tomorrow.
What are you going to show us today, Sparky?
I don't know. What do you want to see?
I want to see
Like
some more of your planes.
Yeah, I was going to say, I like those planes, man. I haven't flown a plane in probably 30 years.
30 years.
Sparky does what's called control line flying. That is, you have lines attached to your. Sorry, you explain it, Sparky.
Yeah.
Oh,
you
yeah.
got- You got. I run 64-foot, 15,000 braided steel cables attached to a control handle, and we fly a pattern, which is loops and wing overs and inverted. And I mean, it's not just flying around. And it's the guy who can come closest to the pattern judged by a panel of judges, kind of like figure skating or whatever. And there's no money in it. If you want to be a millionaire, start out with 10, and you'll become a millionaire quickly. I don't know. I just thought I'd come in and say hello to you guys. And
No problem.
Yeah, I flew some radio control aircraft before, but it's been, like I said, like 30 years. I had a B-29 that I built from scratch and proceeded to crash getting my license.
Yeah.
Compliments
I
of
just-
Thanks
somebody
to new
else.
viewers as well that didn't catch last week's show when Sparky was on.
I
He
just-
took us through how these are built and all the ins and outs of them. But it is stunning to realise that they are all handmade from scratch, from wood, sanded. There's very little shop bought parts on them. All of the paintwork and the decals are all made by Sparky. This is real nuts and bolts modelling from
Yeah.
ground roots days. So
Hey, I made my own teeth on my channel. Did you guys see that?
your own what? Sorry.
I made my teeth on my channel. Hey, if you're a modeler, you can make anything. I mean, you know, they have a guy making $15 an hour in the back. The dentist charges you $5,000-$6,000 to take an impression and send it off to the lab, and the guy at the lab makes $15 an hour making an impression, and then investment casts. You know, I just went and bought the parts and did it myself.
Do you know, you're a man after my own heart, because I need a new set and I've been thinking about making them myself.
Well, go on my channel, search my channel for teeth. Just type in teeth,
I'm going to do that when we finish tonight's show.
and it'll show you about the alginate and the mold, and you can get all the parts off of eBay and Amazon.
Excellent.
I have probably 40 sets of teeth that I only paid $20 for. You know, just the individual teeth. And then you have to buy an articulating jaw so you can set up the correct angle. And all the information's available online. And all I did was I went on YouTube and type in how are dentures made, and bing. And my set is every bit as good as a store-bought $5,000 set of dentures. And I've had these in now probably 3 years, this set.
Sparky, next week you're going to have to show us them.
Yeah, definitely next week.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I need to do that with my uppers. I need to
Jesus, they
redo them.
look like they've been like dentist made. That's
Yeah.
brilliant.
Well, yeah. I mean, I can show you all the parts I got.
Whoa, careful.
I can show you all the parts I got to make it. I bought everything the dentist has: the flasks, and the articulating jaw, the alginate, the cups. And you just make them.
I'm so going to make my own teeth. That's amazing.
The
One
only
of the
di-
moderators could you put the link for his channel in the chat for us? 'Cause I'll
one
definitely be going after the show to look that up.
Well, Sparky is a moderator, so Sparky can do it. All you guys have got blue spanners, so anyone can do it. I'm
Okay,
just
hold
busy
on.
controlling all the chat. So, guys, put your links in. Please do that.
All right.
I'm
Little
going
known
to
fact: George Washington had wooden teeth.
No, he didn't. That's a myth.
Well, they were made of. It was wood with pearl.
Okay, my channel. Here's the link to my channel right here. Copy and paste. I probably can even find the correct video. Paste. Enter. There you
right,
go.
I'm going to go. I think Lindsay's been patiently waiting to show us something. Oh,
No,
Lindsay,
No, it's fine.
hang on. You've gone from German to Russian.
Yeah, go on. And while I'm still here, then.
Dude, really? Oh,
Wait a minute.
he's going to do it to us again, isn't he?
I know. He can't help himself.
Oh, look at that.
Oh,
Just to mention to everyone who's watching right now, Lindsay Mad Doc also does a lot of commission bills for people. These are museum quality models. I don't know why I let him get away with it, showing the. Showing these. You'll have to show us something normal one day, Lindsay.
What normal?
Really,
What's normal on here?
that should be on my shelf.
Oh dear.
Take it away, Lindsay.
So this is a T-34 Russian tank. Those that was mass produced in World War II. There was actually two different versions, and they had their own kind of serial number and what factory they came out of. So this is a trumpeter kit, 1/16 scale, full interior once again. So let's just take that out.
Now, this is absolutely something you had to make bit by bit. It wasn't one of these weekly kit things. This is all painted and glued up by Lindsay.
What's it made out of?
Plastic.
It's a plastic model, Sparky, but
Oh, I
it's
see.
so much detail, in like tiny detail on there. For a modeler, it's like one of those, the trickiest things to do when you've got a million parts, little ditty parts to paint up. And I wish I could make the picture bigger, because the detail on this, I can see on my screen because it's coming through at 1080. Let me try and put you on full. 1 second. Wrong one.
And we could see him.
Remove the
There we
pinned
go.
message.
Got it. Okay, we've got that up on full now.
Right. So most of these parts, they open. So you got the full interior in there. It's getting down to show you to get right inside it.
Oh, I do hope you show us the tractor engine that's in it.
Down here is all the seats, the steering mechanism, the pedals, the bullets for the guns in their casings, the round casings, and stuff like that. In the rear, you've got the engine. I don't think you can see it very well, but it is there. You can just about see it. That's just the
So,
rear image.
did they not design this model so that you could easily take the lid off to show the interior?
No, this, because I did think about that, taking the top off it, but it doesn't allow you to. You've actually got to glue this top down onto the bottom.
Right.
So yeah, it's quite. That was the only drawback with it. It was quite disappointing that way. So it's completely weathered, like rust patches and stuff like that as well.
What are the treads made out of?
The tracks,
Yeah.
The tracks. What are they made out of? Plastic?
they're plastic as well. Yeah.
They look good. They look real.
Individual track links. Are they all pinned or just clipped?
No, they're all pinned. No, these ones click together. Sorry.
Right.
So yeah. So it's completely fully weathered. Just what I call lightly weathered, with just like rust spots on and stuff like that.
How long was the build on that, Lindsay?
The build took me 10 months.
Wow.
That's a long time to spend on one.
Did you
model.
use chalk for the weathering or airbrush?
So it's all airbrushed.
Have you ever tried any chalk for weathering? That's what we use on airplanes.
No, I've never tried it.
Yeah, you put the chalk on, you can move it around with a brush, and when you get it to where you want it, like for stains down the side or whatever, then you airbrush over the top of it.
Yeah, I normally use chalk when I'm doing dioramas, stuff like that. Yeah. But I've never used chalk on an actual plastic build, just in dioramas, like on the bases and stuff like that.
That's a beautiful tank. It's nice.
It is.
Thank
Well
you.
done, Lindsay. That's just gorgeous. How much did that cost when you got it?
Well, the original kit, when you bought them new, I think they were around about £120, and I bought this off a selling place in Peterborough for £75. So it was quite a cheap kit to me.
That was cheap, because the last time I actually looked for one, just to, I've got all German and American tanks on my shelves, and I thought I'd better get a Russian one. And if I was going to go for something Russian, it would be a T-34. And I think the prices I saw when I looked a few weeks back, they were all over £100 for that kit.
Yeah, that's right. They are. Yeah,
That is
they're
nice.
all over £100.
Yes, David Robinson, it is a trumpeter, and it's actually shocked me how good the trumpeter stuff is.
Lindsay,
Yeah.
you're a git.
Oh, but there's actually two kits of this, two different versions.
Yeah, I saw one of them's for RC, isn't it? Or built like you could RC it without the interior.
Yeah, you could do. Yeah.
That's nice.
Lindsay, thank you so much once again for showing us another stunning model.
Thank you very much.
Well, I guess as nobody else has joined us, it leaves it for me to finish the show off with.
Can I just show some pictures?
Yeah, you can, mate. No worries.
A
Let me
friend
get you up on
has
big.
sent. Let me bring it up on screen.
Back to you.
So, a few weeks ago, well, a couple of months probably now, you'll probably remember. Hang on a minute, what's going off here? Full screen. There you go. Joshy B started doing a bit of model work, and he has sent me through his pictures of his trucks. Unfortunately, he can't be with us, and I thought you might like to see what he did with his photograph, with his builds.
Oh, brilliant!
So this was the rocker truck that he built. It's a sleeper cab, I believe. No particular truck in mind. It's just kind of rocker, and this is how he finished with it. And he also sent. Let me exit that. Stop sharing that one. Close that and go to the other one. And he also built his Spitfire. So if I go there, present, share, where is it? Email, I think. Yes. Share. And this is his. Wait, what's going on? God, blimey. So these are the two kits that he completed. He's done the Mark 1 Spitfire.
Is there any way you can click on the pictures, Sprue, to make them bigger?
That's the biggest I've got, mate. That is on full screen.
All we're getting through here is your drop.
There it
Ah,
is.
there we
There
go.
you go.
Do apologise, I was on the wrong button.
Told you.
Oops.
Oh
dear.
wow, I like the rig.
So this rig here was the rocker truck that he built. He just wanted me to let you know that he is doing these kits, and that was his Spitfire that he did. There's another angle.
Is that a Kenworth?
Well, it's a nondescript, but yeah, it's based on the Kenworth, I'd say.
It looks like one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's done a really nice job to say he's not built kits for a very, very, very long time.
What scale is that, Sprue?
The Spitfires are 172.
Oh, that's a horrible scale. I can't do 172. They're just
Yeah, that's one of them little ones. And the truck, I believe, is gold. I can't remember.
124 or 132nd?
Probably 132. Yeah, I'd say 132. But that's what he brought to my attention, that he had been doing his trucks, and he thought you'd like to see them.
Nice.
Oh, that's brilliant. Awesome. We can do the same for anyone who's watching in, by the way. My contact email, is on my YouTube channel in the About section. If you want to send some photos through, we'll show them on the show if you can't make the show, or if you haven't got a webcam or whatever. But everyone is welcome to join every week. If you've got something to show us, then jump on in. I'm just going to catch up with some chat here. It'll take me all day if I had to read everyone's. So I'm just going to scroll down. And as I am last up, let me just lock that in. This was one of the first builds I did for YouTube. It is the, let me light it up. It is the 1:35 scale Italeri S100 Schnellboat. Schnellboat just means fast attack craft. It was, the thing that got me into this was it looked like a spaceship. I thought, what the hell? The Germans can't have had something like this in World War II. I'd never heard of it. That's because it was kept fairly secret and responsible for one of the worst disasters of World War II at sea, in that 1,000 American troops were killed within 5 minutes of this thing turning up to a practice session off Slapton Sands in Cornwall. The Allies were practicing for D-Day. There was landing craft in the water, and supposed to be guarded by 2 destroyers. One of the destroyers was damaged in the practices, and that meant only one was left behind, and it was an old World War I destroyer. A flotilla of these things just happened to be passing by, spotted the action, went in, and within 5 minutes they'd sank 2 landing craft, damaged loads of others. Sorry, I've got this slightly wrong. It's a landing craft ship. Sorry, landing craft tank, a landing craft ship, or something like that. There's some huge ones that carry tanks and some that carry people and whatever. It sank two within 5 minutes, and with the loss of 1,000 lives. And it was covered up until the early 1980s when it got released under the Official Secrets Act, because it was a complete catastrophe in that they were under orders. There was radio silence during the exercise, so when these came in, no one could tell anyone that they'd come in. The troops who were being fired upon thought it was their own troops that were firing on them, because it was a live fire exercise. And not only that, the 1,000 that died in the water that day, the previous day, another 900 had died when the landings went in too early and caught some of the artillery fire which were going in. Absolute shit show.
Wow.
So I built this thing, not in honour of that, but I did the history on it afterwards because I wanted to find out a bit more. And I was just stunned. I've got one of the cameras pointing at the bow, and as you can see, the actual conning tower there, it looks like something out of a space movie. It just looks so fearsome. I went the extra mile and put the characters on. I went the extra mile, put the lighting in, designed all the lighting myself, and inside, if I can just show you the insides of it, let me just take these little things off. So the Italieri kit was just a basic plastic kit, but it just made for being remote controlled. You can pick these up for about 100 quid now, these kits, and Italieri have brought out, it's just over a meter long, by the way, and Italieri have brought out an earlier version of this, which I am going to get around to getting at some point. I need to gently unhook.
Don't you guys find it amazing that that model was 120 quid or 100 quid, $100?
Yeah.
US, and years ago that model was $495.
Yeah.
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 That's called government involvement.
That's exactly correct.
Yeah.
So if I pull this back, you'll be able to see my Heath Robinson propellers. If I can just jiggle
Used
this
to
out.
buy AMT and Revell model cars because my mom and dad owned a hobby shop. They were $2 a kit. That same kit is like $40 now.
Yeah.
Just got to be so gentle with this. I've replaced all of the railings along the side with brass railings, all soldered together and real chain, because the originals were just plastic. And I knew if I was taking this to the river a few times, then they would get broken very, very easily. So I'll take this off.
Make it full screen. We can't hardly see the detail.
Let me put this on here.
And hold it up close to the camera.
Wait a minute. There we go.
There you go. Hold that up to close to the quarter deck, up close to the camera.
Right, so it's still attached by wire, so I've got to be careful here. So that's all the detail on there. It's not the best paint job I've done, but it is, put it this way, it's been down to the river about, I don't know, 20, 30 times. So it's getting a bit warm now. And there's nothing, for me, there's nothing sweeter than watching this going up and down the River Ouse. It just, and the looks from people when they see it coming alongside their boats and canoes and stuff like that, it's just stunning. So the interior, it's powered by 4 18650 batteries that I robbed from an e-bike battery. There's the receiver, the ESC for the 3 propellers on this. I'm not going to turn it upside down because I'm just so weary of breaking it. It's also got a bilge pump. I fitted that because no matter what I did, I couldn't stop water getting in through the prop shafts. And I guess that's normal for a ship anyway. You would get water coming in somewhere, and all ships have bilge pumps. So I put one in. I can show you all that working. This is one of the few models I actually leave.
You know, it's
In
not going
one
to jump
longer.
off the bench, is it?
You're so funny.
Keep your fingers away from the props.
Yeah, mind your
Just
fingers.
making sure there's nothing in the way of the propellers. Right, okay. So you probably heard the bilge pump going there. So if I see this sinking, then it's bilge pump on. Propellers, you're not going to see those running, but you can see the shafts turning. At the time I built this, I wasn't going to spend money on a universal joint for all the prop shafts. All I've used is silicone tube joining the motors to the prop shafts, and it works really well. The things you can do, with the stuff that's around you, rather than spend money in a shop, is quite incredible, really. So all the wiring, all the brass propeller tubes, all built by myself. This, when I took it down to the river for the first time on the build of this, it did have lasers in the nose. There was a laser gimbal that I built on the nose, and I was shooting ducks with it as I'm going up and down the river. I'm such a big child. So that's it. This is the S100 shell boat from Italeri. It's a cracking kit. I would highly advise you to get one because it's a thoroughly enjoyable build. Even the torpedoes, I don't know if you can see this, but the metal look, when I buff it, it gives a proper metal look because it's just pencil, HB pencil, rubbed up and down the torpedo. Can't see it because it's not having the light on it. So that's it. That's all I've got for you this week, boys and girls. I'm going to put it back on the panel.
So what scale is that, Terry?
Sorry?
What scale is it? Is it the 172?
It's 1 to 35, and it's gigantic. It's 1 meter and 2 centimeters long. Its beam is, let's have a look. Got my ruler out. 16 centimeters wide, just over a meter long. It is a big model, and it's a bit of a lump to take backwards and forwards to the river. But it's one of the easiest models I've ever done. I've ever converted to remote control. It's almost as if Italieri designed it that way, so that they knew that people were going to make it remote control.
So was it a one piece? Was it a one piece battle?
Say again, mate.
Was it a one piece hull, or was it two halves?
No, it's two pieces. But Italieri, like I say, Italieri, they've really come on leaps and bounds in the last, 20 years or so. I bought one of their kits a long while back, and I wasn't impressed. But this one, I put it up. I would easily put it up there with Tamiya. There was everything fitted perfectly. There was no flash, no nothing. It was just a great kit to put together. And now with these, there are aftermarket kits that you can get to convert them to RC. I believe the aftermarket kit with all the with the prop shafts, the motors, the bilge pump, everything else, it set you back about another 200 quid for that to put it in, but it will go triple the speed of my version. So that's it from me.
What is that?
Somebody's playing on a toot toot.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to each person so we can all say good night. Thanks everyone for joining us. We will be back next Saturday at 9 o'clock. Have no fear about joining in. The link to the stream will be in the advert for next week's. So if you've got something to show us, please do. It's been an absolute pleasure being with you guys again. We'll go to Lindsay. Say good night, Lindsay.
Hello.
See ya.
Thanks for coming, Liz. You're a superstar. Sprue, say good night.
It's good night from him.
It's good night from him.
Good night, boy.
Wait a minute, guys. You know what? I don't know.
Night, guys.
I can't do it. I had a video I could share with you, but that's okay.
Next week.
All right.
Yep. Next week.
Next week, Sparky.
All right.
Joe, are you there?
Good night.
You know,
Chaps, but I couldn't remember how to do it.
And for me, it's good night. All I've got to do now is try and remember how the hell do I play my end video. Right, give me a second here. Video file. I'm getting used to this. It's getting more professional as the weeks go by. Open. There we go.
I found it.
Good night, everyone.
Night.
Bye.